Hello everyone, welcome to Try Studio. This is Try Update.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something.
Welcome back. My name is Undidim Yunus, your host on Try Education. In today's update, I'm bringing you recent updates on the coronavirus. If you're yet to see my video on coronavirus, do well to check it out. The link is in the description below. The coronavirus was first discovered in China, but has been exported to other parts of the world. It was discovered in the year 2019. Recently, the World Health Organization has changed its name from coronavirus to COVID'19. This is to remove any form of stigma or stigmatization from the country, China, where it was first discovered. COVID-19, con for corona, V for virus, and D for disease, 19 for the year it was discovered, 2019. The China government recommended for their efforts to combat this disease in building up a wonderful health structure in less than a month. Let's see what Sky News has to say about this.
Makeshift hospitals are one of the defining images of this epidemic. But this is the original in Beijing, built in 7 days to fight the SARS outbreak in 2003. Now they are rebuilding it to fight a new virus, one that has killed more people in China alone than SARS did worldwide. The long, painful memory of SARS has resurfaced in this new epidemic. Beijing was badly affected, and so this city of more than 20 million people feels deserted again. This shopping and office complex should be packed. So should the underground. This is rush hour. For locals, the comparison is never far from mind.
这个传的比那个快，那个没那么多，上次没那么多人。
那次我们也不担心，那次我们老出去玩，这次没敢出去玩，因为这次因为那个传得太厉害了，虽然死人没有上去。
感觉这个吧，原先也是没手机，没有这个交通信息这么发达，没见到没看到的，感觉现在这个手机上面天天都听得到。
It wasn't just a lack of news, it was a cover-up, as authorities hid the scale of the epidemic. SARS, short for Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, killed 774 people in 8 months. This time, things are different. The World Health Organization has said China has been more transparent, and the country is richer, with more resources to fight the epidemic. But that development brings danger too. For example, the high-speed rail network that is a modern wonder is also a new way for the disease to spread. And the country's default setting is still secrecy. This facility is being built out of sight in Beijing.
建完了呀，以为已经没有了，这是非典那个啥的，非典那个防疫。
It has tight security, bars on the windows and close surveillance. This picture, obtained exclusively by Sky News, shows its extent. We learned it's to isolate migrant workers returning to the city after the extended New Year's holidays. Even this is too sensitive for authorities to show. We were spotted by police. They ordered us to delete our footage. China has changed almost unbelievably since SARS hit in 2002-2003. Back then, its economy was still smaller than the UK's. So now it has a lot more money, a lot more tools, a lot more technology to draw on. But it still relies on old-school post-1949 communist methods, isolation units like this, to try and combat epidemics. For all the echoes of SARS, though, this is very different.
So the mortality rate from this coronavirus is estimated at about 2%. The mortality rate from SARS was approximately 10%. So it's actually less lethal than SARS in terms of the likelihood of someone dying if they become infected. But because it has spread more readily and proportionally we have a lot more people who've been infected, we see a lot more deaths.
And there will be more deaths to come. SARS has long cast a shadow in people's memories. Now it is in the shadow of this new epidemic.
Welcome back. You saw that structure. Don't you think it should be commended? But then, World Health Organization and news stations say that the statistics China is bringing forth concerning this disease may or may not be correct, and this is a huge challenge. Concerning the cure of the coronavirus, there is no known cure yet. Some rumors have been going about that weed could be a cure, but that hypothesis has not been tested and concluded, so we cannot say that. But then health workers in China have started to use the HIV virus medicine to see if they could use to treat this disease. Although it's not a cure yet, so we cannot call the HIV virus treatment to be a cure for the coronavirus. We all know a ship was quarantined during the outbreak of this disease in China. Let's see what BBC World News has to say about the quarantining of this ship.
Well, let me give you a full update on the coronavirus. There are now more than 74,000 infections in China and over 2,000 people have died. The biggest concentration of cases outside China is still in Japan and Yokohama, where this ship, the Diamond Princess, has been quarantined for more than 2 weeks. And during that time, more than 600 passengers and crew have tested positive. That's 1 in 6 of those who were on this ship when the saga began. Well, those who've tested negative have now been allowed to leave. Laura Bicker watched it all play out.
One by one, they were put onto buses. Even the buses were separated by what appeared to be kind of plastic sheeting to keep the passengers and the bus drivers separate. But they were taken to central Yokohama, where many, we are told, got onto trains or other buses and used public transport to get home. It is all raising concern that even though these passengers have tested negative for coronavirus, it could spark a further global spread. There have been so many cases where people have been getting this virus, have been shown no symptoms whatsoever, or they've been testing negative for several weeks and then finally testing positive.
Welcome back. Of all individuals quarantined in this ship, as we could see from the footage, 600 people tested positive to this illness, which is 1/3 of the total population in that ship. There's something quite surprising about the spread of this disease, and that is all countries around the border of China has been infected except Korea. What do you think must be the reason? What's your take on the coronavirus? Leave your comment on the comment box below. Let's see what you have to say. It means a lot to us. Chai updates is something that will keep coming up, so stay tuned for more interesting and informative news on health situations around the globe. I'm still your host, Eunice. Stay tuned, stay healthy. Thank you.